Such a pleasure to speak with you both. So John, Ellison's family dynamic is really interesting in the film. He's a self-made billionaire, but he has a strained relationship with some of his children, a lot of it over the family business. And we learn a lot about his past throughout the film.
Yeah.
What really appealed to you about this character?
Well, I must say I resisted this film initially because I had never done anything like this before, do you see? This is like a reincarnation of Vincent Price or something. And I was scared to do it, actually. But Sean McNamara, the great director Sean McNamara, who does lovely family films, and I've done a couple with him, was salivating to do this film. And I was pressured to go along with him. Sean, what do you have to say for yourself?
I don't know. Again, we've done family films together, and this is, in a way, a family film. It just has a very different outcome by the end of it.
You see how happy he is at talking about this film? And this is a scary film. This is scary to have made and scary to watch. You can't be faint of heart to watch this film. But but the other thing about it, but I've told other people, I said, well, but couples will go, and there's always one that will be a little timid, and they'll be scared of what they're watching and scream and shout, and the other one will say, oh no, dear, it's just fine, and it brings people together.
Yeah, Sean, there's some disgusting scenes in this movie. What's your approach to just like filming gore and just making it unsettling? Because it definitely is.
Well, like John, this is the first time I've ever done anything like this type of movie. And I found it amazing because, the artists that do this sort of stuff, I grew up on the same blocks as John Chambers, who won the Academy Award for Planet of the Apes. And I used to go in his garage, and there were these faces like the one from Jaws. And it scared the hell out of me just going into his garage. But when all of a sudden I met all the artists on this show that we could do things that, that I'd never done before, the artisans just made me so passionate. We can do this, we can do that. And I love just getting into it to go, how do we make this look real? This very scary moment.
Yeah. And John, you also acted in a wheelchair in Coming Home. In regards to acting, are there any difficulties that come with, having your movement restricted?
No, I've done it before, so I'm comfortable with it. I've done it twice before, once with Pearl Harbor too, when I played the President Roosevelt. But anyway, it's my little machine weapon in this piece, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movement of it. It was a dangerous thing, I must tell you. That piece that we had was like over a ton. It was really heavy, a heavy piece, because it had these capacities to move up and down, and it was all electric and all weaponized. So, but not to give too much away, it just was it was fun to work with this, and you get used to it. After the first day, you're part of it.
Definitely. And Sean, H.H. Holmes' Murder Castle is a big inspiration here. What did you like about this story combining, real history with the fiction?
Well, that's one of the greatest things, because I've done a lot of historical characters, real life things, and then this mixed both of that with fiction, and it was, the subject matter that's going on is very scary, just because it was drawn from real life. But we were able to take it farther by weaving it into fiction and bringing it into the present day. And it's a very scary history that this movie has.
Yeah.
John, you have some really intense scenes with Jonathan Rhys Meyers. How was it working with him as a scene partner?
I was so excited to work with him. I mean, he's an actor that has a great reputation, and he's wonderful on the set. He's very generous with other actors. He's got a lot going on. He's a very intense actor. And I had heard his reputation, glowing reports of his work, and I found that to be true with me too. I was very, very impressed with his work. and I had a lot of fun working with him. And to the extent that I did another film afterwards with him, that's going to be coming out as well. But yeah, he's the real thing. And other actors talk about him. You know, it's wonderful the way they describe him, because he's so intense. He's very prepared. He's a real artist, and he comes from a family of artists. His father was a musician, and he's a great musician. He's a great guitar player, and he's a singer, and he's got multiple talents. But he's the real deal.
Awesome. And Sean, the ending is really great. It's surprisingly very dark. Was that always the planned ending for this film?
I think what happens is all of us collectively got together, the actors, and we were just having fun kicking around ideas to one up it. Like, we've seen other movies, and we just love a great scare. And we were saying, how do we take it just one beat further and still make it believable? And that's what we would do. And like I said, I'd wake up having my coffee every morning, and Jon would just look at me and go, "You're sick. You're sick." And I go, I have no idea. I don't mean to be sick, but it was just fun to invent that stuff.
Everything else he said, I disagree with, but he is sick.
Jon, another performance that really impressed me was Will Sasso, because he's so well known for his comedy.
Right.
Can you?
Right. Well, everyone in this piece was terrific. It's a great ensemble work. And Will Sasso, and he's the delight of the trailer when he does that little joke. So you see, he has a comedy aspect, but it's well woven into his character. He's a great actor, and he did a wonderful performance.
Definitely. And then Sean, my last question, Megan Charpentier, she does such a great job in this movie as well.
Right. Right.
Could I just get your thoughts on she seems like she has such a bright career, and she's really a star-making performance here.
Yes, I will crawl over glass to work with that young actress. Again, she is so talented and brought that understated elegance to the role that I was so unprepared for. Again, when I met her and just saw her level of, talent, it just blew me away. But when we were shooting the scene, when you're seeing it in real time, I was just drawn into the monitor, just watching her performance. We're going to see a lot more of her.
Yeah. Yeah, I double down on that. She's very special.